Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for a bonus episode of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Now, this bonus episode may have came out of nowhere, and that's pretty much because that since I received my PS2 non-Final Mix version of Kingdom Hearts back, we have some stuff to show off, but as you can clearly see, I'm still on the 1.5 version, the one on the PS3, the one that we did our Let's Play on. That's because I actually missed something that is available in every version of the game. That includes the non-Final Mix versions, the original Final Mix versions, basically every version imaginable, and it has something to do with the 100 Acre Wood. So by loading up our file here, we're going to go to our abilities, and I have reorganized everyone's abilities so they're just sorted by type, so it was a lot easier for me to sort this out. If I go all the way down, there is a ability that Sora never obtained, and it's incredibly cryptic because the game does not tell you this, and it, in the Final Mix version, outright lies to you because the journal says that I'm already 100% done, even though I'm technically not. And that's mainly because of comparing it to the likes of future entries like Kingdom Hearts 2, whereas it tracks certain missions through or a mini-game completion rate with their own hidden Mickey symbols. But if we go into the hidden Mickey symbol here, each minigame doesn't really have its own hidden Mickey. It's if you've actually got everything here, including every subcategory within that category. That's when the hidden Mickey is applied, which means you have done it. But that is not entirely the case, because we have every ability other than one on Sora. In fact, we have basically every ability ever, except for one, and that is Cheer. Yeah, you know the one that, you know, gives you the, gives your summons a bit of a boost. It makes them last a bit longer. Yeah, that ability. Sora can get that, and yet I haven't got it. And the reason being is because that, again, the journal doesn't actually tell us if we've actually done everything here. If I go to Jungle Slider, for example, yes, there are 5, and I've got all 50 fruit. But the thing is, you would expect the game to put a hidden Mickey next to this thing if I've done all 5 versions. Same goes for Olympus Coliseum. If I've done every time trial, then you would expect a hidden Mickey. Well, guess what? All the ones from 100 Acre Wood actually have a score that you need to beat. You need to beat a high score. Kingdom Hearts 2 does that, and they mark you if you've done that. But in this game, not the case, and this is the Final Mix version, which added the hidden Mickey system on the journal, so you can keep track of completion. Also, just a little bit of continuity error, because this is a bonus episode, it's optional. The journal, I never actually realised this, but the journal is also changed from brown to blue, which is kind of a continuity error once we get to Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and you'll see what I mean when we get to that point eventually. But yeah, the journal's colour has changed for some reason. Actually, no, that's a continuity error into the very next game, Chain of Memories. So, ignore what I'm saying. That's a big continuity error just because they changed the colour of the journal for some arbitrary reason. I don't know why. Maybe blue's more pleasing on the eyes than brown. Anyway, we're getting off topic. By checking all the requirements to get every ability, all of them are pretty straightforward. You know, you get different abilities from level ups depending on what you choose at the start of the game, what weapon, you rescue 90 puppies, you do the time trials, you defeat certain bosses, etc, etc. The Cheer ability is the most cryptic. Clear Pooh's honey hunt with at least 100 licks. Well, that's a bit annoying. I've only got 100. Block Tigger, I need 150, I've only got 77, and that's actually quite a difficult one to do. Pooh's swing, I need at least 40 yards. I just barely missed that. God damn it. And Tigger's giant pop, which is also pretty difficult. I need to do that within 30 seconds. I need to half my time somehow. And Pooh's muddy path, I need doing 5 minutes. I was close, but there is an easy way of doing that. You really only need Pooh to get Piglet. Everyone else you can just talk to by yourself. So, yeah, the goal is to try and get Pooh to the top so you can get Piglet at the bottom. That's really the only thing. You don't need to bring Pooh everywhere. So I'll be talking about those while we're going through. But first, I need to get back to the book. So we start at Pooh's house when we go in. We actually want to go in here. Mainly because that it's not exactly telegraphed as if you've actually met all the requirements to get the ability, because if you beat all the scores, the game won't even tell you that you've unlocked the ability. You have to come over here and talk to Owl, who will then just arbitrarily give you the ability. So not only is it cryptic on the requirements, the game doesn't even give it to you once you meet them. You have to go and talk to Owl at Pooh's house. You've been a great help, Sora, thank you. We can't thank you enough. You're always welcome here. Yep, he does, and the thing is, if you talk to him beforehand, he doesn't even tell you that you got to beat certain scores. But remember that you get certain cutscenes when you beat it. And I'm pretty sure that we actually got the cutscene where Pooh was saying, oh, what I would do for Honey if we got the licks. Yeah, I still was 10 licks off. That's only if you reach the top. That cutscene doesn't actually change, but that's the first we're going to go tackle. Alright, so Pooh's Honey Hunt. Now, if you are thinking that you're going to fail the minigame, you can just walk away. It is all in real time. You're not locked into the minigame. You can just walk out, because if I try to pause while we're in here, once the cutscene ends, we're still in normal gameplay. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, you have your longest Keyblade equipped, as I've already mentioned before. We just need to pretty much deal with the bees. And if we attack the bees while on a stump, we'll just, or near a stump, we'll automatically jump there. Now, he went straight up to the top there, so I had to pretty much whack those bees. And we've got to do this for 3 minutes. But as long as you just, you know, stay where you are, lock onto it, whack them, you will automatically go to the next, trunk, excuse me. And yeah, so it's the same strategy as before, and this applies, as I've mentioned, to every version of Kingdom Hearts. The non-Final Mix versions, PAL and NTSC in Japan, all the Final Mix versions on PS2, PS3, and PS4. So this is something that we have just completely missed across all versions. I'm just doing it in the version that we did the LP on because it looks nicer, and we'll save the PS2 original for the cheat codes because I have an Acre Replay Max and I've been able to get some beta codes to work. So, I may have sped that up. It's very easy to get 100. I just kind of goofed during the LP. But this one is incredibly easy to actually get to. The problem is we've actually got to wait until the time limit runs out. So, I'll just cut to the next minigame. As well as show you the cutscene that we are supposed to see. Supposed to donate us if we have actually done the requirement. Because the cutscenes are a very subtle way on telling us that we have done what we need to do. But it doesn't happen for every minigame. This is cryptic for an ability that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I want it. As far as I'm aware, the most highest score that you can ever get in this is 275. Because that's what I got in the PS2 version.
It is rather funny what I will do for honey.
And then it unceremoniously kicks us out. So, did I do it right or not? The cutscene may tell you, but not every minigame gives you a cutscene, which we'll get into later. Alright, now this one's annoying because you don't really have an overhead view in order to block him, right? Remember that the multiplier is how many carrots survived multiplied by how many times you block him. So, yeah, you do want to block him, and the rush command still doesn't really work for me that well. And I was on you! How did that not count? Yep, this is a great start already. I might have to leave. We'll continue to try. Okay, he landed on something that didn't matter, but that's still a bonk I could have wasted. You know what? That's a terrible run. We're gonna just cut. You know how this minigame works. I'll just get to 150 because it's gonna take me a long while. Keep in mind that you do not need to do these minigames in a set order. He didn't land on that one. How did he actually hit that? Wait, I was here. Hello. So I don't know what's with the hit detection while trying to stop Tigger. For some reason, it sometimes works, but then other times it don't. Okay, this is going terribly. Hello, I'm right on top of him. Oh, this is stupid. I hate this minigame, and I can't... Why are all your abilities disabled in 100 Acre Wood except for in Tigger's Honey Pot? I don't normally complain about the abilities being deactivated or anything, but why? Does Sora have to mentally scale his power level just to not scare these critters? I don't even know. I mean, maybe. It's not like you need that power in this place. But it would be helpful. I mean, it would be helpful for the dodge roll here, to be honest, so we have a bit more movement speed. Excuse me! I was facing him. I didn't even move. He jumped on the same one. It didn't count. I don't... It's not like that this is difficult trying to keep up with him, but the rush command doesn't go off that often. Even when it does go off, you don't block him. The hit detection is just really weird here. And they never fixed it. It's just as bad as on the PS2 version. Yes, I got this ability for the very first time on the PS2 version just recently, which is why I'm doing this. Actually, that's the thing. On the PS2 version, sometimes he just doesn't hop. He just keeps dancing. I don't think I did it. Or maybe. No, 130. I need another bonk. Another couple of bonks.
Hey, you kept up pretty good there, Sora. Especially for a non-tigger. Let's have another go.
So, that's an example of the cutscene pretty much telling you that you didn't actually fulfill the requirement because he is telling you to give it another go. This is one of the instances where, you know, the game is subtly telling you that you haven't beat the record. But at the same time, the game doesn't exactly say that there is a record to beat, because as you can play the minigame as many times, it may just be telling you, hey, beat your own high score. There's not actually a high score for you to beat, or so you would know. There is a high score to beat, it's 150, but the game doesn't spell that out for you. And that is my problem. And it gets worse later on. They've handled Hunter Acre Wood way better in the sequel. Well, I say sequel, Kingdom Hearts 2. And the minigames are better. The best version of 100 Acre Wood is in Kingdom Hearts 2. Alright, I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to actually focus and get this right, because I'm doing pretty good here already. Good start. Nope, that's a bad one. Oh, he tried to jump on it twice! That doesn't actually ruin the carrot twice, but that just gives me a free bounce. And I've already got him more than 10 times, so this is really good. I think I've actually got the winning run as soon as I say I'm going to cut. It always happens in this game, don't it? As soon as I say, and I start flubbing. But I've still got 12 bounces, so that's a good multiplier right there. He hit the same one. I thought he jumped away. I should have it, though. 12 bounces is normally enough. Carrot saved squat, look at that. Boom. Are you kidding me? The camera moves, when the camera does the ending thing, it moves you. I could have got an extra bounce there if it let me. Oh, that's way better. There we go. Wow, that's my best score yet. Okay then. I didn't even have to cut in the end, I just probably sped that up.
Oh, what's going on? Nobody keeps up with tigers. Maybe there's something wrong with my tail.
I have never had that cutscene. Until recently, because I keep mentioning I did this first on the PS2 version, and then now I'm doing it on this version, so on the same file for you guys. Because it was the same for the channel. But yeah, I've never had that cutscene before. And when I saw that, I knew that that's when I knew that I actually beat the record. I mean, you know, after looking it up. But when I tried the other minigames, not so much. Oh, that's a thing. Eeyore wasn't sitting here in my PS2 game. Hello? Oh, okay. Okay, that's why he's here in the final mix versions, not the original. It's so you don't have to walk all the way up to the bloody thing and talk to Pooh in order to swing him. Because, like, what I would normally do is just have to walk up there and talk to Pooh in order to push him. But in the final mix version, because I would never have to push him again, you can just talk to Eeyore and you go straight up there. He's not there in the original non-final mix versions. I don't know if he's in the PS2 final mix version, but that's a nice quality of life, because since you can't high jump or super glide, you can't get up here quick. So that's a bit of a shortcut. Now, obviously, this is pretty easy. Just press the button after Owl flaps his wings. I came so close to doing it last time, and it didn't do it before. And there we are. That's all you have to do. And the cutscene doesn't really change other than him just walking back. So, yeah. I mean, that's just comedic effect. If you talk to Pooh, he doesn't say anything different. He just says, do you want to go on the swing? Because he's moved. But, yeah, you don't... It doesn't... This is one of the times where the minigame doesn't actually tell you if you've beaten the record or not. Because it always caps off at roughly 41 to 44. But that is definitely the easiest one to do. At least you don't have to do the obstacle course again. You can just go straight to the pot if you talk to Roo. Now what you need to do is not target and just swing. Well, that's great. Swing at the very last minute to do the most damage for the most part. It just didn't happen to happen there. If you swing at the last minute, okay, it's not happening. Well, if you fall off the thing, it ends, but the way I did it on the... Oh, wait, I remember now. I remember looking this up. For some reason, the score... The way that the highest score changes, it's either at the last minute, or it's at the very peak of your jump. I think it might be for the peak of your jump for Final Mix. So, we're going to jump and whack it. And if we can do it in a certain way, we can get up to 7 points per whack, instead of... You know... What we're getting right now. I mean, it went up by 5 there. There we are, that's at the peak. And if you fall off when whacking, you're actually fine. And look at that, I did it already. It went up 13 points there. And yeah, what I was about to say was, if I didn't actually make that, if you do a successful hit, but you land on the floor, it won't count as you failing unless you take a step. Just jump and get back on the stump immediately, and you're fine. But yeah, and the pots do smashes like before. If you want to try it again, you'll have to leave the area and come back in. But... nothing different happened despite, you know, doing it in under 30 seconds. So, yeah, look at that, 18 seconds. There's a massive difference. And again, no hidden Mickey. The cutscene didn't change either. So unlike before, where you could potentially class as getting over 40 yards as a different cutscene, no different cutscene here. You're just left in the dark. Again, cryptic. And finally, the muddy path. Now, I'm just going to speed this up and show you the best way I'm doing it, because it's going to take a few minutes at least. It's still going to take roughly 2 minutes, but we just need to do it under 5. This one does take a while because Pooh is so slow. But, you do want to prepare yourself beforehand. You do not need to take this in order to get up here. All you have to do is jump over here and attack at the right time, and you should go up the edge. And it's quicker than sitting into the cutscene. So that is a trick right there. Second of all, we want to cast fire on that thing to knock it down to fill up the hole in case if Pooh decides to go over the top. It does not block going through the thing, but there is a web in there, so we've got to shoot this through in order to get rid of the web. So that's all set up as well. And I believe that's all we need to do, because we can't knock Roo down ahead of time. We actually do need to start the minigame for the trunk to actually be, or the root to actually be whacked. So I'm going to show you the best way on doing this right now. And you don't even need to bring him down. That's the entire minigame. That's all you need to do. It's a lot easier to do, especially when it comes to Tigger, talking to him, because you don't have to wait until the attack button changes to talk, and then if you are a bit too early or too late, you'll just swing and fall off the thing. You can just press the triangle button in the Final Mix PS3 and PS4 versions. I should just say Final Mix HD. And again, no cutscene to tell you that you've done it, but we have done it. We have got all the scores that we need. 100 licks. 150 points. Over 40 yards. Under 30 seconds. And under 5 minutes. There we are. Now we have done it. But we haven't received the cheer ability. As I've said, got to go back to Pooh's house, and then we got to talk to Owl, which the game doesn't specify you need to, and Owl himself never says... I mean, they could have easily made it so that Owl would tell you, if you can beat these records, I'll give you something. That's just one text box. They didn't do that. So you're just left... You just don't know unless you look at a guide. Or look at the wiki, because that's how I found out. You've been a great help, Sora. Thank you. You've helped Pooh get honey from the bees. You helped protect Rabbit's carrots. You helped find Eeyore's lost tail. You bounced along with Tigger and Roo. And when you found all of us, when we were lost, we can't thank you enough. How can you get lost? You're a bird. You fly. You have an overhead view. How could you get lost? Seriously, the grove isn't exactly hidden from above. It's not a dome. You could see where everyone was gathered. Melon. He's supposed to be the smart one. I think he's kind of lost that title in this. This is from all of us in the 100 Acre Wood. The cheer ability. Now we have every ability. Good lord. Why is that so cryptic? Why? Why is that so cryptic? There's no need for it to be that cryptic. Oh, I think I spent too much time on the swing. Don't know how you'd be cold of that. You didn't exactly land in the river. But yeah, that's it. Now, to the Moogle shop for our final thing on all versions. Actually, speaking of which, if I had one more ability point, I might be able to actually slap that on because it's only 1 point. I will sort so we know where it actually goes. Yep, right under our tech boosts. It's like, why is that such a cryptic ability? I mean, you don't even need it, to be honest. You don't need MP to, like, summon MP to be that high. But it's just, why is it so cryptic? The journal lies. Owl doesn't tell you. None of the characters that host the minigames tell you. You're just left wondering. Back at the item workshop, there was one thing that I didn't do. I didn't talk to this guy. We're pretty good at this, Koopo. We're hereby declare you a master synthesist, Koopo. Sora became a master synthesist? Just kidding, Koopo. Yep. It gives you a box like you obtained something important like the cheer ability that we just saw. The exact same kind of text box. Same text box as the way we receive magic. Same the way we receive abilities for completing certain objectives. Stuff like that. And yet, that I didn't actually realise. I talked to this guy all the goddamn time. He's just like, I made all the items possible, Koopo. Making all those items was a blast. Come back anytime you're not mad, Koopo. And yeah, it's like, I never talked to this guy ever since I made everything. Even in the original, I never realised that that was a text box. So, yes, what we are covering right now covers every version of Kingdom Hearts 1 imaginable. And I'm just doing it in this particular version for the LP and all that. But I found this out only recently. Because I was, when I finally got my my PS2 copy of the original Kingdom Hearts back, so I could get ready for the bonus episode, I realised I didn't have a complete file. So, I didn't have the Hades time trial done, I didn't have everything synthesized. I had and that's the file I wanted to use. So when I was going to finish it all up for this video, well, let's just say that, I forgot to do some stuff. But hey, we're going to be heading back to the, final rest, because that is where we're going to be reloading back for the bonus stuff in the PS1 version, because, PS2 version, excuse me, because we've done everything that covers every version. I just wanted to do it in this version, so we actually have it. I'm going to go back to the final rest and save, and then we're going to reload in the PS2 original non-final mix version.